Formal assessments, you can use those. The SASE is popular, and it kind of gets around defenses by saying, well, what's life like? And so if the person says everyone lies, or I've had some trouble with the police, or I think most people would steal it, or once in a while they get what they need, and you know, they're kind of indirect questions that almost sound like, how savvy are you? So people are inclined to show you that they're savvy, but those kinds of attitudes contribute to use. So everybody seems to know whether they can use these tests or not. But there's places where you can get them if you want them. PAR in Florida, Western Psych, Pearson in Minnesota. Not too expensive, I think $150. Okay, this is what I do. And you'll figure out your own. The one or two or three questions that kind of open the doors, that put it on the table in a comfortable way and allow people to say, yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm using it. How about drugs and alcohol? Any problems there? Nice and casual. Behavior habits? Anything that worries you? Anybody in the family have a drug or alcohol history? Okay, so you've assessed them, and maybe there's somewhat of a problem. You know, the rule of threes, whatever they say, multiply it by 3. Here's the situation for the therapist, and partly why it's so frustrating, because there's all this structural stuff supporting use, and then there's the defenses, and here's the change agent wondering what the heck to do. Do you need to stop using? Now what are you going to say? And you get into a gap trap where there's a fight. You know, and this is an easy thing. I think everybody falls into this. Here's the addict. Here's where they're supposed to be. Here's the gap. Get it together. Get going. I just heard it yesterday. Somebody came in and said, last week you said you were going to do such and such, and you haven't done it. But the weird thing about the gap is it's like, you know, some kind of Zeno's paradox or something where there's always a gap. You can always find something they haven't done. They never quite reach their goals. Not totally. So they've always done something wrong. So as a treater, you have to be very careful of jumping on the thing that didn't work. Okay, into this steps a guy named Bill Miller. Accidentally, apparently, he was given a job of interviewing people to check on their progress. That's what he was getting paid to find. So when they talked about their progress, how did he act? Mary Louise? Anybody? How did Bill Miller act when they said they were making progress? Which is what he was getting paid to log.
He expected it.
He expected it? How'd he act? Yeah, like that. He waved his hands. He was all excited. So I asked him one time, what did he think the mechanism of MI is? And he emailed me back and said, we don't know, we just think it works. We're going to go through this a little bit fast. This is kind of my take on AA. That AA just says, you're okay. You're okay. Relax. Just stop using. And they get this kind of a model going, which works very well. I think it's very good. But Miller stumbled onto this, that if you can somehow hook people with good stuff, now they want to talk. Now they want to participate. So what he accidentally stumbled on was kind of an association of positive with insight. You know, I might have a substance problem. Don't I feel good that I'm facing it? Aren't I making progress? Isn't this wonderful? Here's what I finally realized you don't have to sweat as a therapist, because if they keep making the wrong decision here, they just have to come back around to square one. And instead of fighting them, you're with them. Oh, okay, you had a relapse this weekend. How many days sober are you today? 2 days. All right, you're 48 hours sober. All right, good job. Completely different paradigm. Every time they talk to you, they're doing something right. They can't believe it. Okay, now's the practice time. Because I think now it's clear what you're trying to do. You're trying to catch them doing something right, have them feel better. You're trying to deal with the underlying pain, make them feel better about life and themselves and their family. I'd say 80% of my attention in working with addicts dropped when I finally figured all this stuff out. And it dropped for them too. Because they're always ready for a fight. You know, they know they're doing the wrong thing. They're relapsing, they're using. They know they're not working. They're just ready to get beaten.